Okay, it is Wednesday, May 11th, 2022, and I got another little one here. This here is Franny. Franny. Barely see her, she's so little. Just picked her up yesterday, so she's adjusting with the other dog, which is a little bit bigger. Other one likes to play. Tilly is the other one's name, and she's bigger, and yeah, she's a little more rough, so we have to be careful there. But the inflation numbers, I just looked. Inflation is moderated. It's only 8.3% in April, year over year. I believe it's how they do it. It was 8.5% in March, so it looks like things are getting better, folks. The Fed and their half-rate increase has begun to save the day. Meanwhile, they're saying that, well, maybe the Fed has overshot. So they overshot they raised it by 0.5 percentage point to a full percentage point, the interest rate. And so they've overshot. Historically low interest rates, and they've overshot. Because the economy's shot. That's why. Yet, we just decided overnight, the establishment, the vampires, decided overnight, because that's when they work, at night, because they're vampires, decided to give Ukraine another $40 billion. Now, it seems like every week there's more money going to Ukraine, and I'm trying to get my head around it as far as what's going on. I see pictures and videos from Kiev, they call it now. It used to be Kiev, now it's Kiev. And, it looks like a normal city in Europe. Yet, everything's falling apart, everything's being bombarded. I don't know. Hard to say. Does not look like the typical war zone photos and videos that I'm used to seeing, but I could be wrong. And if the Russians are really losing, why does Ukraine need more money? Essentially, who needs to be paid off today? And that's kind of how it goes, I think. We've got an actor over there, and so he's acting and, hey, panhandling for more money, it seems. Today in the crypto market, bloody Wednesday, I think we're seeing that big capitulation moment. I saw Litecoin dip down to $68 and jump back up to like 73, 75. Way down. Massive buying opportunity if you've got any money left. If the gasoline station has not sucked it all away, you put it in your tank. It's interesting to me to see how when we're at the most vulnerable and cashed out period where you have no money, that's when everything goes on sale. Well, not everything. That's when crypto goes on sale. When you can't afford to buy any. Because you've been pinched too hard and all these other things. So somebody's buying it up. Just be careful what you buy out there in the crypto space, because I know that even if Litecoin goes to $1, Litecoin is not going to disappear. They can say whatever they want as far as how much it is. The problem I've always seen is right now, if I went to buy it, could I get it? Usually the exchanges start to lock up. You can't get, you can maybe transfer your money in, but you can't even place an order. Coinbase is notorious for that. I haven't checked today, but I would not be surprised to see a bunch of posts that say, well, I tried to buy the dip, but I couldn't get in on Coinbase. It was down. That's usually what happens. Or the buy order doesn't go through. This happened all the time in 2017. And that's how they manipulate it. I really doubt that a lot of these exchanges have the coins they say they have. And they may have them, I don't know. Maybe they're just regulated and, everything's fine. Everybody's doing the bookkeeping correctly. But I have a feeling that they're floating. In fact, I kind of know they are. That they're floating people's coins. Because there are a lot of people who don't take their coins off. They just leave them on there. And they know that. And so they're going to, rehypothecate them, so to speak. Sell them again. And come up with them when they need to. And then when we get in a short situation like this, where it's really cheap and on sale, and people want to buy it, well, we really don't want anybody coming in and buying them at these prices. They might be buying it if they can get their hands on it, but I just don't see, I don't see them selling at this price for very long. Now, I don't know what it's going to go down to, but good luck getting it. And that's usually what it is. If you don't have the buy order in, it might fill. If you don't have it in, it won't fill. And good luck trying to buy it when it's bleeding out. But what I saw in the crypto market was kind of crazy. There's this stable coin that basically has gone to zero at this point. It may be zero. There's a stable coin. A stable coin, all a stable coin is, it's pegged to the dollar. Or a currency. It's stable to that currency. So in other words, if you buy one of them, it's supposed to be worth $1. And that's what makes it stable. So you can hold your money in it. You can, and be assured that you're not going to, lose money, so to speak. So let's say, Bitcoin goes to $100,000 and you're like, okay, I'm going to cash out. I'm going to cash out a Bitcoin, $100,000. And so you want to put it somewhere. You don't want to put it into back into the bank account. You want to hold it somewhere. You want to keep it crypto though. So what do? You put it in a stable coin, because you're thinking, well, I'll cash out at $100,000, and if it dips down to $50,000, I'll buy it back. And it makes it easy to do if you're trading that way. You take that money, you put it into a stable coin crypto, hold it in that, and you can hold that in your own possession in your own wallet. And then when the price on a coin dips, you can use that stable coin, because it's stayed stable in dollar terms, to buy back a crypto. Hopefully I'm explaining that correctly. But anyway, there's one stable coin called UST. It was tied to Terra Luna, and Lunas would have to be created or destroyed based on to keep the coin stable. Well, yesterday and the day before, especially yesterday and today, it was losing its peg to the dollar. It got to like 60 cents on the dollar. Now imagine taking $100,000 that you thought was profit, putting in this stable coin. Next thing you know, it's worth $60,000. Then you have Terra Luna, which is tied to it. They're selling Lunas to try and underpin this stable coin, and it turned into a mess. I mean, Luna was more than Litecoin was worth. Mike Novogratz, this, venture capitalist, he's getting tattoos of it on his arm back in December, crap talking Litecoin, because why are you having a Litecoin ticker on CNBC, and, just a bunch of crap, dogging Litecoin like everybody else does. Why? Because they know it works and they're afraid of it, because it is truly sound money for the digital age. It's way undervalued compared to any other coin. And they can't get it in the volume that they need to, or because it's not just printed out of nothing, because it's not just created on a smart contract. No, you had to mine it out for over 10.5 years now to get it. So there's work involved. And people like me aren't selling it to you. So there. So anyway, he's talking about Luna and how great it is. Well, this Luna yesterday was worth more than Litecoin. Dropped down and kept dropping. Last time I looked last night, it was $15. I looked this morning, or early this morning, it was like $2.50. The thing's probably going to zero. And so if you had your money wrapped up in that Terra Luna, you got destroyed. If you had your money wrapped up in a, quote, stable coin, UST, you got destroyed. That doesn't happen with Litecoin. Yeah, the price can go down. But the reason why you get into things like Litecoin or Bitcoin is they're not going to get destroyed, because the network supports it. And it's been running for over 10.5 years in the case of Litecoin, uninterrupted. It works. So yeah, it looks horrible. I mean, it absolutely does. You see it drop down to $68, you're like, oh my God. But that's not the true value of it. And if you're not selling it, then what are you worried about? It's like holding silver. They can say silver is worth $10. You can't get it for $10, but they can say that. The thing is, you still have your physical silver. Think of a house, a property. You go out and you pay $100,000 for the property that you want, pay it off, and somebody, it goes up in the value because the price of houses are going up, and Zillow says it's worth $300,000. You're like, yeah, wow, that's pretty cool. My house, I got $300,000, in this asset. Thing is, nothing's changed about your life. You still own that asset. Now, let's say market conditions crash, and now they say it's worth $50,000. That house is only worth $50,000 now. And you think, oh my God, I lost half of what I put into it. Oh, it's just horrible. But think about it. You still have the asset. If you hold it in your own possession, nothing really changed unless you want to sell it. And then, you know, the market will decide. And that's the same thing with crypto. It's an asset. Unless you're going to sell it, it doesn't matter. You still have possession of that asset. There are other people who want that asset. And they're going to be happy to pay what's stated on that screen. If it's $68, they would love to pay that. But, oh my gosh, this rabbit is having fun. They would love to pay $68 for that. But you're not going to sell it. Sorry, getting distracted here by the wildlife. That rabbit is just going crazy. So you got to look at it that way and understand that you've got an asset, and they can say whatever it's worth. They can try and rob you of it by driving the price down, you know, on dollar terms. The thing is, though, you know, you can be holding assets that just do not hold value. And you saw that yesterday with Terra Luna coin. You saw that yesterday with UST coin. I mean, you don't see those kind of things with sound assets, and that's why I harp on, you know, Litecoin so much, and Bitcoin, I mean, and Digibyte, I mean, because they're mined assets. It took all this energy, all this work, all this computing power to actually create them and mine them out, and you can't replicate that. You can't speed that up. It is what it is. It's on a time schedule, and it comes out of the ground. I mean, it gets produced at a certain time frame, and that's just what happens. So it is what it is, and so there's a time value to that. There's work that goes into it, and it takes time. So I'm much more confident holding my assets in something like Litecoin, because I am just not worried about it. It's just like that piece of property. Just not worried about it because I'm not doing anything with it. Now, if it got to a point where, hey, that property is worth $1 million and you could take that $1 million and actually do something else with it. But if you're happy where you're at, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? So you look at it in those terms, and it's a little bit different than just watching the market and panicking and thinking, oh, I've lost everything. Well, you've already lost everything. Man, I am sweating. It's hot today. It was 77 degrees like at 8 o'clock, and it's like 8:20 right now, 8:15, I don't know. And it's just warming up. It's supposed to be about 93. The dew point's 72. So, I mean, you're looking at some massive humidity. It's like Florida weather right now. Not a comfortable situation. And I'll be sweating like crazy. And I know my buddy Mitch is working outside today, so he's going to enjoy this day. So assets, hold them in your possession. That's the key, because some of these things are going to go to zero. And that's why I much rather risk off. I would much rather, if I'm in the crypto market, put my value into Litecoin, something that can be held in my possession, something that can be confidentially transferred as of May 19th. I mean, we're looking at, let's say the 11th, 8 more days. And you've got Litecoin, which it's the best money out there. It's going to be the best cryptocurrency money out there. And you're going to be able to transfer it confidentially on a network that has not gone down in 10.5 years. That's always worked. So I look at it from that standpoint. So we'll see what these crypto markets do. I'm gonna actually look. I'm gonna see where we're at while I'm recording this and see how bloody it's gotten at this point. I mean, I've seen this before, you know, so it's not something to scare you out. All right, so I'm looking at Litecoin, and we had a massive, just from $79 dropped to $74, and then down to $67.65, and then the candle recovered back up to $73. So right now we're sitting at like $74. Yeah, so like 74 bucks. So I mean, it's bottoming. I mean, it's finding that bottom, and it's bouncing back because people are coming in and buying it. So it's a great buying opportunity. It really is. You're going to look back and say, oh my gosh, you know, I can't believe I bought Litecoin that cheap, that I even got a hold of it. And guess what? It's still going to be around in 5 years, 10 years, as that's just what it is. We've also got, what else do we have going on? Oh, Congress is trying to pass a vote on abortion, that, you know, making it legal in the entire United States, kind of preempting the Supreme Court ruling. that causes its own problems, because what happens is it completely takes the power away from the states. It makes it a national issue, and then I would think that at that point that would say the states that have banned, not banned it, but have put in restrictions on it are gonna lose in that case. They're not going to have any restrictions. It's going to be abortion for all everywhere in the country. But it's just, I mean, it's a political year, it's an election year, and you're going to see a galvanizing right now. I mean, it's actually, it's driving people further apart, these issues, especially the abortion issue, because it is a hot button issue. It is something that you're going to push people to one side or the other, because not many people say, I really don't care what happens. You know, it's not one of those issues. Usually somebody has an opinion on it, and it's a pretty strong opinion. And so we're going to see a lot of you against me. And that's what they want, though. They want to divide and conquer. That's what these politicians do. So don't let them conquer you, and you just make your voice heard, but you do it peacefully, just like constitutionally it's enunciated. You know, we're entitled to. It's just enumerating those rights, or enunciating those rights. So you just make your opinion known and move on. But the key is not feeding that system anymore, because here we are suffering, and we've got Biden going out yesterday and giving an incoherent speech about inflation. And yet we have, oh, this baby's hot. I'm going to have to give her a drink. See her? Yes, this is Franny. A little Cocker Spaniel and Poodle mix. She's cute. So I could barely get out of the school today because the lady doing the crossing guard duties just had to grab her and stop traffic. So anyway, yeah, hold assets in your own possession. Don't feed this vampire system. Find ways out of it. Try and stay cool on hot days. Drink a lot of water, a lot of fluid. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm going to cut this out and get this dog some water. But have a great day. Trust yourself on all this stuff. You know the truth. And just realize, if you've got an asset in your possession, you've got it. Doesn't matter what they say the price is. You have it. You have a tool that can be used, especially with Litecoin. You can transfer value to anybody you want, and you're going to be able to do it privately. It's a big deal. It truly is the best form of money, digital money. So, all right. Don't worry about this stuff. Don't worry about these markets. It's just an opportunity. It's on sale. Don't let it stress you out. All right. Love you all. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.